UPSC-IAS Mains GS Paper IV, Ethics, Integrity, and Aptitude, covering Citizens Charter, Work Culture, Quality of Service Delivery, and Utilization of Public Funds. 1. Citizens Charter and Quality of Service Delivery. Q1. A Citizens Charter is not merely a document, but a commitment toward empowering citizens. Discuss the ethical barriers in its implementation and suggest measures to make service delivery more citizen-centric. 150 words, 10 marks. Answer. A Citizens Charter represents a voluntary commitment by a public agency to deliver high-quality, time-bound services, ensuring transparency and accountability in public administration. Ethical and administrative barriers in implementation. Top-down approach. Most charters are on frontline staff or civil society, leading to unrealistic commitments. Tokenism over accountability. Charters are often treated as mere formal compliance rather than dynamic contracts of service. Lack of effective redressal mechanisms. Without strong enforcement or legal teeth, non-compliance carries no institutional consequences for public officials. Apathy and inertia. Bureaucratic resistance to change and a lack of empathy toward public hardship hinder genuine service delivery. Measures for citizen-centric service delivery. Participative formulation. Involve local communities and street-level bureaucrats. The Savatam model framework. Dynamic review and audit. Periodically update standards through social audits and third-party evaluations. Internalized work ethics. Train public servants to view citizen satisfaction as an ethical duty, dharma, rather than an administrative burden. 2. Work culture in governance. Q2. Work culture in public offices significantly influences the quality of governance. Differentiate between a rule-bound work culture and an outcome-oriented work culture. How can empathy and integrity transform work culture? 150 words, 10 marks. Answer. Work culture refers to the shared values, beliefs, attitudes, and operational norms within an organization that dictate how employees interact and perform their duties. Rule-bound versus outcome-oriented work culture. Attribute. Rule-bound work culture, status quo. Outcome-oriented work culture, value-driven, focus. Strict adherence to procedural compliance, red tape. Timely delivery of public goods and citizen welfare. Mindset. Risk aversion. Procedural propriety over real-world impact. Problem-solving, innovation, and responsiveness. Accountability. Audited purely on file processing and process adherence. Measured by tangible improvements in citizens' lives. Transformative role of empathy and integrity. Empathy drives public servants to look beyond procedural technicalities, ensuring marginalized sections receive entitlements without unnecessary hardship. Integrity fosters a culture of trust and zero tolerance for corruption, shifting focus from personal misutilization and underutilization of public funds represent not just financial inefficiency, but an ethical failure in public administration. Elaborate. 150 words, 10 marks. Answer. Public funds are held in trust by the state on behalf of citizens. Efficient, honest, and timely utilization of these funds is a core obligation under stewardship and public ethics. Ethical dimensions of improper fund utilization, underutilization, inaction and delay, denies timely socioeconomic development, e.g., delayed healthcare or school infrastructure funding. Causes opportunity loss, as unspent capital deprives vulnerable sections of immediate relief. Misutilization and divergence, loss of integrity, siphoning funds via corruption or misallocating them toward vanity projects violates public trust. Leads to substandard quality of public infrastructure, directly risking public safety. Ethical remedies. Prudent stewardship. Treat public funds with the same care and prudence as personal funds. Social audits and public disclosures. Institutionalize real-time tracking, e.g., PFMS, and community participation to enforce transparency. 4. Probity in governance and service quality. Q4. What do you understand by probity in governance? How does it ensure the quality of service delivery in public administration? 150 words, 10 marks. Answer. Probity implies uncompromising adherence to strict moral and ethical values, such as honesty, integrity, fairness, and transparency in public governance. It goes beyond the mere absence of corruption to embrace active public goodwill. How probity enhances quality of service delivery, eliminates gatekeeping. ensures services are rendered based on merit and entitlement rather than bribery, nepotism, or political patronage. Enhances public trust. Transparent dealings reduce the trust deficit between the state and citizens, encouraging public cooperation. Promotes value for money. Ensures public expenditures translate directly into durable infrastructure and efficient service delivery. Protects whistleblowers. A culture of probity encourages internal accountability and institutional self-correction. Key takeaways for UPSC ethics writing. Use standard keywords: stewardship, Savadam model, probity, nishkama karma, social audit, citizen centricity. Framework approach. Balance constitutional, legal obligations with internal moral frameworks, empathy, compassion, integrity.